Welcome to the Wear, Wag, Repeat podcast. I'm Tori Mystic. As a dog mom lifestyle expert, blogger, and business owner, I love talking to other women in the pet industry and sharing their advice with you every week. Sit, stay, and listen to the latest episode. Do you dream of running a successful pet care business? In this episode, I talked to Susan Briggs of The Dog Gurus. She's a pet industry business coach who helps entrepreneurs launch and grow their dog daycares, boarding facilities, training classes, and more. A lot of the advice in this interview will help you grow your business, but more importantly, it will help you keep the dogs in your care safe, happy, and living their best lives. Susan also shares her expertise on dog body language and growing trends she's seeing in the pet care industry. It takes more than just a love of dogs to run the best pet care business possible. You're also going to need a logo, website, social media, and a whole lot more. I've put together a guide to over 150 resources that can help you run your pet industry business. To get access to this guide for free, head over to wearwagrepeat.com/guide. It's a Google spreadsheet that you can save to your own computer and take notes, reorganize, or even add your own favorite tools. Just go to wearwagrepeat.com/guide and you can get your free access today. Susan Briggs is a certified professional animal care operator, author, speaker, and pet business expert. She has over 18 years of experience in the pet industry with 12 years as co-owner and operator of a successful dog daycare, lodging, grooming, and training business in Houston, Texas. Through the Dog Gurus, Susan and her co-founder Robin Bennett are now helping pet care professionals get their lives back by showing them how to create sustainable businesses with teams that truly know dogs. Welcome, Susan.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here and talking with you this morning.
I'm so excited to have you on the show. And what you do is like exactly what I want to talk about on this show. So you're like the perfect guest to have here. So tell us a little bit about, you've been in the pet industry for over 18 years, but you and Robin semi-recently, started the Dog Gurus. How did you decide to start that new business?
Yes, Robin and I wrote a book together back in 2007, and from that, we began speaking and helping other pet business owners, train their staff to know dogs better and to know canine body language and how to keep the dogs safe in daycare playgroups. And after the book, people are like, this is awesome information, but we'd really love to have video. And so we're like, yeah, when you're teaching and learning body language, video is definitely a great medium. So we took the book and content into a staff training program called Knowing Dogs. And from that, again, people in the industry, we would talk to them about our product and the staff training. We just kind of developed these followers that agreed with our philosophies on how to manage the dogs and keep them safe. And so we decided, rather than write another book in 2013, we had some great resources for businesses to improve their dog daycare operations and make things easier and have more fun, keep the dogs safe. So we started a membership site for the pet industry. And so we had a lot of our people that were using our training program joined that, and we just continued to share information that we learned working with other people that were doing daycares, and just our own background and experience, and found that we just loved having that closer connection to these businesses that truly care about the dogs and providing the best and safest environment they can.
That is so wonderful. So you specialize in doggy daycares specifically?
Yes, my background with my business, I also did lodging and grooming and training. Robin is a certified professional dog trainer. And since we had our own businesses, we're able to expand. But I think the service that we really get passionate about and find ourselves on our soapboxes is doggy daycare and off-leash dog play, because we believe it can be a really great service as long as it's done well and the dogs that are there are enjoying it.
Yeah, I think that is so important. I think that pet owners today seem to be more particular than
Yes,
ever.
and they should be. I would say they should be.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So, what are some things that I guess maybe the most common problems that you see? I'm sorry, my dog is scratching right now, which you can probably hear on the recording. Okay, that was Bert. He is always right by my side. So I guess what are some of the most common, I don't want to say issues, but the most common things that you see when daycares come to you for help that you advise them on improving when it comes to the safety of the dogs?
Yeah, there's really two things that we focus on that when we find businesses have play groups that may not be running as smoothly or safely as they would like. And the first one is their process to evaluate the dogs that they bring into their groups. And so we have actually a course that teaches how to do an evaluation to ensure that the dog is a good fit for the business and their play groups, and most importantly for that individual dog. And so we will look at that evaluation process, and are they keeping dogs in their play groups that maybe have, some dogs age out, some dogs may not have been a good fit as the business grows. It's too overwhelming or too exciting for them. And then the second thing, and probably where we spend a lot of our time, is in the training the staff part, because there is a lot of technical knowledge as far as safety begins with truly understanding canine body language and what the dogs are feeling. And you can know that by being able to read their language. So it takes time to teach that, but it is something that's very teachable and that we do in our programs. And so helping them teach the staff that are leading the dogs so that they feel confident and empowered in knowing what they're doing and how to keep the dog safe. And so those are really the most important things, is to, if you're going to a daycare, how do they evaluate the dogs and how do they train their staff? Those are the two things that are key to safety.
Well, and I love that you mentioned dog body language and sort of physical cues. I've been seeing so many posts from people online lately about that. So what are some things that you look for? I know that having the ears pinned back is definitely a sign that a dog is nervous or uncomfortable, and you need to do something about that. What are some other cues that people should look for?
Yeah, when Robin and I teach canine body language, we teach it like a traffic management signal. And so in our book and our training, we have, the green postures and behaviors, and those are the ones we all know. And actually, people also pretty much know the red signals, when it goes too far. So what we really focus on are those yellow signals or stress signals, so that you have early warning that a dog is uncomfortable or feeling stressed. And some of those can be lip licking, stiffening of the posture. You will see potentially the tail and ears either going back or up, depending on confidence or not. So those are some of the ones that are easy to spot. Yawning, open and closing the mouth. Those are some of the key signals that we teach and focus on, and we consider yellow signals.
Mm-hmm. And they're pretty subtle. So I think people need to pay a lot of attention when they're working with dogs like this.
Absolutely. And, it's something that even us as, pet owners and dog owners, is if you have your dog out in an environment and you're noticing a lot of those signals and that they don't have that loosey, fun body language that you see they have at home, that maybe they're done and ready to go home. And so I just think it's a great life skill for anybody that has dogs, and definitely a necessity in the professional environment.
So I'm wondering, can training like this be applied to people who work in general dog-friendly places? I, for one, love taking my dog everywhere.
Yes.
So we go to dog-friendly bars and restaurants and, shops and all kinds of different things. And a lot of these places really encourage you to bring your dogs. So do you think that places like that, like a dog-friendly brewery, maybe should have their staff familiar with this kind of stuff?
Absolutely. It would help keep, them safe, the other patrons safe, and the dogs comfortable. Because we all want to take our dogs there as long as the dog is comfortable. And so, yes, that this training and knowing and understanding how dogs greet and what's a positive interaction that both dogs are enjoying would make the environment safer and more comfortable for everybody. So I do highly recommend that anyone that's in an environment where they have dogs attending understand body language and dog-to-dog interactions.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I never really thought about it before, but it makes a lot of sense because, places want you to bring your dog because they want you to come and they know we don't want to leave our dogs behind.
Right, exactly.
So that's really kind of interesting. I never thought of it before. Okay, this is all kind of the hands-on sort of training stuff, which is really, really important. But in your programs, you also put a huge emphasis on the finances for pet businesses. And you and Robin are really experts in that, and you have other experts that you work with too. So what are some tips that you have for pet business owners who just really can't figure out how to make any money in what they're doing?
Exactly. Yeah. My educational background is in accounting. And so I love being able to help pet business owners understand their numbers, because a lot of them got into it because they love the dogs and wanted to create and give and have this business for dogs. But to stay in business, you have to watch your numbers. And so one of the things we really help our members and clients do is understand their cost and how those costs relate to the different revenue streams that they may offer. And it really comes down to making sure you're priced right for your services and what you're providing. And what we find is sometimes, especially the really good businesses that do invest in the staff training and keeping their staff educated and up to date, ongoing training, pay them well, they may have higher costs than some of the other centers. And so they may need to charge more. But again, they have that value there because they are investing to be proactive and keep the dog safe. So we really work a lot and start out with, do you have the right pricing structure for your business model and for the different services that you're providing?
And do you sometimes advise people to add on other services? Like you talked about different revenue streams, so diversifying how they're making money?
Absolutely, yes. And, we really think that if you're offering great group play and daycare services, dog training is a great and complementary service, behavior modification. We, do like lodging if people are zoned that way. People, if they trust their dog to be there every day, they would love for that same provider to be able to lodge them when the dog can't go with the family. So yes, we definitely try to help them, get the most value from the space that they're in and provide, a suite of services that their clients need for their dogs.
Do you have a hard time finding dog mom gear that fits in with the rest of your style? I love my dogs, but I don't want paw prints on everything I own. The Wear, Wag, Repeat shop is full of artist-designed apparel, handmade accessories for you and your dog, and stylish gifts for the dog obsessed. Best-selling products like our Puppy Breath candle and the Jungle Dog dress have been featured on blogs like Proud Dog Mom and the Daily Dog Tag. Your dog is already spoiled, so treat yourself. Get 15% off your first order when you visit shop.wearwagrepeat.com and use promo code PODCAST. That's shop.wearwagrepeat.com, promo code PODCAST. So if someone's like not even at that stage yet, they haven't even started their business, maybe, you actually have a program called the Launch Formula. And I was looking at your website for it, and you ask 3 questions right at the beginning.
Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit about that? What are those 3 questions, and what is the Launch Formula program about?
Yeah, Launch Formula is to help pet people that would love to be into the pet business world, just to confirm that this business is a good fit, and that you can get clear on what services you want to offer and how you want to fill that niche in the marketplace. And so we take you through the 5 stages of getting a business open, including research, doing your business plan, finding a site, which is generally the most challenging aspect to getting into this industry, is finding the location. And then we also help with the operations and making sure that you're setting up your operations to industry standards or above, and just getting you prepared for building your marketing and opening so that you really enjoy your business. Being a small business owner, entrepreneur is hard. There's a lot of work, a lot that goes into it. And so we want you to be there for the long term. And so helping you set up a business that you're going to love when the doors open and the many years later when you decide to exit.
Yeah, I think that it can be really overwhelming for a lot of people. And of course, it's long hours too, because that's one of the benefits of dog daycare for customers, is that they're usually open longer than regular business hours. So that can end up being a really long day for some people. So once someone has their business established, maybe they've gone through your launch formula, you also have a special program to help people grow their business. So what are some important things that you help people with there? People that are maybe kind of stalled out or plateaued in their business somehow?
Yeah, we find that can happen frequently, maybe around the 3-year mark. You get open, you get growing, you get your team in place, but you're still find that you're actually working in the business a lot, and you really haven't taken the time to kind of step back and ensure that you have strong systems in place in all areas. And so that's what we focus on in Growth Intensive. And we go through 5 of our 10 steps to sustainability, because again, we want these really passionate, great business owners that really care about providing excellent pet care quality to stay in business. And to do that, they have to have a business that's paying them a good salary. And that's one of the challenges, unfortunately, that we find a lot in pet care, is that owners are not paying themselves really the salary that they deserve for taking the risk and operating this business. So we start with that at the beginning, because you've got to feel good about your compensation, and then you've got to make sure that your business is growing every year. And so we do talk about different growth strategies, maybe adding other revenue streams or providing enhanced care and services. And then we really focus on their team, and how do you build a team that's really engaged and stays with you and really becomes what we would call pet care professionals. And so we focus a lot on your financial systems, your marketing and sales systems, your staff management systems, and of course your customer care, because really as a small business, I think that's where we all have our strengths, is the ability to really provide that outstanding customer care that unfortunately we don't see enough in business today. And so our Growth Intensive program really helps and just steps you through putting these systems in place, which then gives you more freedom as a business owner to take time off, recharge, get creative, and love your business and the life balance that you get from being a pet care business owner.
Yeah, it sounds like it sounds easy when you describe it, but I know that it's much harder than that. Something that kind of caught my attention when you were talking was the customer care experience. Do you have any examples of ways that people can really make their customers feel special?
Yes, it's all about not only knowing the dogs, which is interesting when you work in pet care, how quickly we learn the dogs, but we also learn the parent is the one who has, the credit card and pays the bill. And there's wonderful people, and being able to be that partner with pet parents and help solve their needs is a great thing to do. And it is amazing how, and above and beyond, a lot of our business owners will go to help pet parents in need when it comes to their dogs or just anything that's going on. And so it really does become a family to a lot of us when we're working with and get to know these pet parents over multiple generations of dogs and their families.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's one of the nicest things about the dog world is I think, I always say it takes a village to raise a
Yes.
dog because, all the people I meet at the dog park and the people I meet at our doggy daycare and, the vet office and all of our online friends, they all contribute and help and give advice. And it's really wonderful how I think generous dog people are with their knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely. And professionals, we see so many different dogs and situations. I don't know how many times our staff, we would bring something up to a pet parent that, a minor thing that we noticed just because we've seen so many animals come into our centers and they go have it checked out and they caught something early, which is just, wonderful to be a part of that relationship. We feel very honored.
Are you noticing any new trends in the pet services industry?
I think the one we talked about earlier is the biggest trend in that it's expanding to opportunities for pet parents to be social with their pets and either at bars or restaurants. And sometimes these are being built into pet businesses. And so your dog daycare will have, a coffee shop or a bar attached to it to where not just the pet professional gets to be social with a dog, but the parents can also meet each other and hang out, which I think is great, especially when you can, as a pet professional, help parents learn if their dog's happy and how to keep them safe.
But I am so jealous because you're down in Texas and I just know, I see all these posts, there's a lot of dog-friendly bars and like a dog park that serves beer or something like that. There just seems to be so many places. I think because of your weather, you have a lot more flexibility than we do up north.
Yes, we do. And one of our clients, actually is one of the first dog parks and bars out of the Austin area, and it's been wonderful working with her and her business. And I really do see that is the trend that's going to continue. And what we want is that pet owners to go and have a good time with their dog, but make sure your dog's having a good time, because what's sad for all of us is when a dog isn't ready. And sometimes, it takes dogs a while to get used to that type of environment. And some dogs don't enjoy it at all, which is not the dog's fault. They're all individuals. And so we just want it to be good for the people and the dogs that go.
Yeah, and I think as a pet owner too, you need to be aware of your dog and the places that you're going, and maybe you just have to go when they open, and you can't go at like the peak hour.
Exactly, when it's a little quieter, because some dogs can't take that much activity and excitement around them. That's such great advice. Yeah.
Well, can you tell us at all about your own dog?
Oh, I'd love to. I've got two. I have Archie, who is a golden mix. He's like 12, and his favorite thing in the world is to swim. When I had my pet business, we had an indoor pool, and he started swimming about 4 months of age, and it is just his zone. He's in his zone when he's swimming in the pool. So he's a golden mix that I just adore. But he's tricolor, which is interesting.
Neat.
Yeah, he is. And then I have JJ, who is a Chihuahua Shih Tzu Poodle mix. So he's my first little dog, and he is just my snuggle bug. I have loved moving into the world of small dogs, and I do enjoy taking him places, but JJ is one of those dogs that likes it a little quieter. So I would take him to an event where there was a lot of people and activities and dogs going on. We got to go off peak and get him used to it, short sessions. But we have a lot of fun together. So JJ goes to Pilates with me. So that's one of our outings. And
is it a dog-friendly Pilates class, or you just take him?
Yeah, it is. But I'm lucky. It's a kind of a small group, and the instructor loves dogs. And ever since I got JJ, she's invited him to come to class. And the other people in my class have gotten to know him, and he was our cheerleader.
Does he go on the Pilates machine with you while you're working out?
He will come up and give you little kisses and encouragement. And if I'm doing,
that's probably very helpful.
Yeah,
Pilates is really hard.
It is, and sometimes when I'm doing mat work, then he gets on my chest and it's like, oh, now I have more weight to lift. Thank you, JJ, for pushing me harder.
Well, they sound really fun. My one lab, Lucy, she is obsessed with water, so she would definitely be right there in the pool with your dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a joy. I loved having the pool and seeing just the joy the dogs had. The ones that really loved water, it was the best thing ever to enjoy them enjoying their swim sessions.
And was the pool part of the dog daycare?
It was.
So during daycare, like some dogs could go swimming?
Yes.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I guess there's a lot of businesses that are adding pools to their daycares and lodging so that water-friendly dogs get to enjoy that too. I mean, these pet resorts are awesome. They are truly camps for pets. And yeah, they're providing some really cool things.
We have one really nice facility. I mean, there's many nice facilities here, but there's one that's been around, I would say, the longest in our area. And I always say it's like paradise for dogs.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They take them hiking, and there's a pond, and there's ducks walking around, and I mean, it's just couldn't be better.
Yeah.
It was such a joy talking to you, Susan. Unfortunately, we do have to end the episode. So tell people where they can find you online to learn more about you and the Dog Gurus.
Yes, our website has a lot of information on all the different services and products we offer to support pet businesses, and that you can find us at dog gurus, GURUS.com. So thedoggurus.com is our website, and they can also find the Dog Gurus on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So we would love to connect.
Yeah, wonderful. If anyone has any questions, or you're starting a dog daycare business or something like that, definitely check out the Dog Gurus. There's so much information. You have a ton of free resources too on your website.
Yeah, we do. We just care so much about dogs. We want to help the business owners that care too get it right. And there's no reason to repeat mistakes from the past. Learn from us, take the shortcuts, and enjoy your business. It's an awesome industry. I feel blessed to have been a part of it and still a part of it for so long.
Yeah, well, I can just tell talking to you how much you enjoy it, and how much joy and pleasure you bring to the business. So it's really wonderful.
Well, I appreciate being on today and sharing what we can offer people, and look forward to connecting with some new people. Dog lovers.
Yeah, thank you so much. What did you like most about this episode? Find me on Instagram at TMystic and let me know what intrigued you or what questions you have about starting or growing your own dog-inspired business. You can also screenshot this episode and tag me in your stories. I love to see who is listening out there. Some of the best conversations happen after the episode, right? So track me down over on Instagram or join the Wear, Wag, Repeat Labs Facebook group to connect with other dog-obsessed entrepreneurs. And as always, you can find all the links and resources discussed in this episode at wearwagrepeat.com/podcast. See you back here next week.